Last Friday there, I was peacefully walking through the centre of Belfast when I had a sudden flashback. I thought it was the bad old days as a small flotilla of helicopters passed overhead. For along with the citizens of Vietnam, for those of my generation, the sound of helicopters was the ambient soundtrack for most of our lives. So constant was their presence that in the end, you didn't even notice them. I did notice them on Friday, however, and I eventually found out that they harboured the arrival of the King and Queen, Charles and Camilla, who were visiting our shores. The evening news showed them visiting the last remaining picturesque part of Belfast, namely the Cathedral Quarter. Now, they played all the expected Paddy caricatures by blagging an oil-free whiskey. And of course, visiting the Duke of York bar on one of Belfast's last remaining cobbled stone streets. Almost there. One of Belfast's last cobbled stone streets. You'd think I'd be having whiskey here, wouldn't you? You would think I would. No, it's just the age. Now, I was heartened to see that one local wit had added this caption to that pic. The nearest he's been to the Duke of York since the Epstein story broke. Isn't that brilliant? Fair play to you, son. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. I doff my cap to you. Cracker. Loved it. Now, I also noticed in the pictures, by the way, that it seemed to be that the area around the royal couple had been hermetically sealed off completely. There was no chances to have any local people close by. Now, one exception, of course, was the appearance of a shanty band. I'm serious. A shanty band. Somebody explain to me what the fuck a shanty band has to do with here. What's it got to do with here? That's what, somebody explain that to me, please. Now, all I can work out is I'm presuming that they were afraid to have traditional musicians, as maybe the musicians would have got carried away, and at the end of the song ended with up the rat. That would have been embarrassing. I can understand why they went with a shanty band. Now, the royal visit continued in Republican heartlands such as Coleraine and Limavady, where selected washed members of the public were allowed to approach the visiting dignitaries. In conclusion, I will confound many by yet again saying I've quite a soft spot for old Charlie. I do like old Charlie. I think Charlie's sound. He's sound. I'm not a monarchist. I'm not. But I would argue if you have to have one, which the English seem to want one, then he's probably as good as you'll get. Don't mind Charlie at all.
You'll do nothing. You hear me? You'll do nothing.